Peter Zezel getting his first action is out with Patterson and Sinicello. McCrimmon and Howe, the Rangers on the near side, have Kelly Miller out, along with Sundstrom and Bob Brook. Here comes Kelly Miller up the middle. He's got an opening. Works to the right. He's got a backhand shot in tight. Save, and the best one of the game for Lindbergh. There's a shot, another save, and we're going to get a penalty. And I think it's interference against New York for taking down Mark Howe, and it's Bob Brook going off.
That's exactly the call, Gene. Is it Brook running interference or running that pick on Mark Howe enabled the Willie Huber to walk in and take that good shot, but Kelly Miller made an excellent move. The Flyers got crossed up a bit. They had a forward back on defense. Miller just used his speed to go the outside with a good backhand. But Lindbergh well out there, challenging the shooter, making the big save with the right pad. And right there is where you brought Brook, pulled down Mark Howe, and the interference call was made by referee Brian Lewis, and the Flyers will have their second power play opportunity.
We've talked about the importance of the power play so far in the series. The Flyers have only picked up one goal, and they've had their second power play opportunity right now with Brook in the penalty box, so this is a big time for it.
Craig Patrick, dapperly dressed with a spray of flour in the lapel and a dark navy blue suit, white tie. Puck now as Kelly Miller is out. He's penetrating on the Flyer power play. Now he's going to try to cut up on the near side. It's taken down, and the Flyers are able to bounce it up on center ice. Here comes Todd Bergen along with Curran on the near side. Prop rolls it into the right wing corner. Prop is going to be challenged by Laidlaw. They work it to the far side. Nice James Patrick is in there. Puck kicks out of that packed, evenly divided foursome to the left side of the Ranger net for the stoppage of play.
Well, Brian Prop will be counted on heavily to pick up some points in this game here. He's the all-time leading career playoff scorer against these Rangers. He's picked up 3 goals, 8 assists for 11 points in his career with playoff. Of course, he's played them probably more than anybody else on the team.
Crosby gets a shot that's deflected over the top of the net, and out comes Tommy Laidlaw at center ice. No challenge, still spinning, razzle-dazzle through the near side. Maloney, boom, runs right into Todd Bergen. As Kerr takes it away, flips it into the offensive right corner. Laidlaw going in, and Prop pursuing again. They jam up, and then Maloney comes up high on Philadelphia's Todd Bergen. Katie digs it out, comes through to Maloney at center ice, works past the stick check of Kerr as the clock shows a minute 4 on the Flyer power play, but like the previous one, has been anything but. Flyers 1 for 11. And you just hope that that deficiency doesn't come back at a later time, if there is one in this series, to be a problem. Now the Flyers penetrate, mix up the pad, but high stick in there on a bump on Zezel, but Zezel fights him off. Flyers Curran and tries to go back to Crossman and misses him, and the puck skitters all the way down the ice in the Flyer zone. Now retreating away from Kelly Miller, and then Kerr goes off the ice, allowing the Rangers to take it and shoot it to the Flyer line. Half-minute left on the power play, and the Flyers have not really gotten set up in the zone. There's a broken down pass at center ice, meaning what happened to it and also the style of the pass as they jam up right at the penalty box near side. Beck falling on by Sinicello. We have a stoppage with just 20 seconds remaining on the Bob Brook penalty. Rangers have 3 of the game's 4. Brook has 2 of them.
One thing that happens when you have the inability to make that power play work, then everybody tries to do it themselves. They become individualistic, and then you do not work out that team play and don't pass the puck around. Everybody tries to go one-on-one.
Also, when you dump it in, Bobby, you got to go and get it.
Brook was just signaling to the bench, what do you want me to do when I come out? McCrimmon now with Hospodar getting his first chip, and it's Zezel with the pressure on the left side, and Sinicello, the Rangers wrap it around. Hospodar tried to keep it in, and it sails all the way down. Patey is still out there, along with Don Maloney. Now they bring out Laidlaw with James Patrick. Flyers working in the near corner, and the Rangers take it away. They've got a setup up the middle, and it was broken down. Now Don Maloney is there. He's going to have a backhander to the point instead. Patey fires it around behind the net, and right now you can see the Rangers start getting a little momentum as they've stopped 2 Flyer power plays and jammed them up in the Philadelphia left wing corner. The penalty is over. 8:10 remaining first period. There is no score. The Sharks Philadelphia 4 and New York just 1.
Donnie Maloney has been an inspirational player for this club ever since he came into the league, and picking up 2 goals in that first game, which brought the Rangers right back and forced an overtime session. But he'll be counted on to add some more offense in this club. They haven't gotten a real rash of goal scorers up front, at least not off their season record.
I have to think with 11 minutes and 50 seconds already played, and the Rangers only have 1 shot in goal, that basically says what the Flyers are doing.
Maloney has played 15 playoff games against Philadelphia, has 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points to lead New York. There was a pass by the Rangers trying to find the point man James Patrick, but Philadelphia's Lindsey Carson is out, who just dropped. Laidlaw swings out, pass through Tocchet and up on the left wing to Sandstrom, 1-on-2. Sandstrom stings wide to the right of Howe. Then it's just poked off the stick, loose in front of the Flyers, turned back the other way. They've got Tocchet along with Carson up the middle, over the line, the play broken up, and the Rangers should come back now 3-on-2 if they make the quick transition. Having trouble along the near side where Sandstrom penetrates, stops, tries to go back to the point, and the Flyers' Tocchet takes it off and shovels it into Ron Sutter at center ice. His rink wide pass, grab back by Anders Hedberg. He's bumped. Rogers turns, can't get the puck in the zone. Now they get it in, drive, and they score!
Ruotsalainen picks up goal number 2, the first of this game, as he just moved up very quickly and just ripped that shot that caught him inside the goalpost to Lindbergh's stick side. But the Flyers seem to have everybody tied up at middle ice, but then the puck squirted loose and Ruotsalainen moved up very, very quickly. And he can do that very well with the skating speed that he possesses. So Ruotsalainen scores the first goal, puts the Rangers up. Only their fourth shot on net.
They have some debris on the ice, so there'll be a short delay. Correo Ruotsalainen, that gives him a stiff playoff goal in 10 games against Philadelphia. 2 out of 3 games in this series he's posted one.
Well, Rogers made that whole play as the Flyers had him tied up at the blue line. He just got his foot loose and kicked that puck out to Ruotsalainen and went down to the boards. He was on the angle, but he took that big shot and beat Pelle Lindbergh.
We have 7:24 remaining, first period from the Garden. Rangers 1 and the Flyers nothing. All right, Ruotsalainen from Rogers and Hedberg at 12:36. And for the second time in the series of 3 games, the Rangers draw first blood. Now, unfortunately, with a game of high intensity, we have this delay for debris.
You know, the one thing, the crowd is just waiting for the Rangers to get some real positive things going so that they can really get involved in this game, which will help their club, such as the Flyers crowd did at the Spectrum. But they killed off those 2 power play opportunities, and that is a key. There's different times in the game and different plays that can really raise a club up. And those 2 power play opportunities that the Flyers had really did an awful lot for the Rangers' confidence in killing off the power play again.
Right, Philadelphia goes Tocchet, Carson, and Sutter with McCrimmon and Howe. The Rangers counter with Osborne, Pavlich, and Hedberg. Defensively, Willie Huber with Ledyard. Rangers get the drawback. Through into their zone, overskating is Huber, and we have an offside on the play.
Huber had knee surgery 2/3 of the way through the season. He missed a good part of the last part, maybe 6 months, or 6 weeks rather, and just came back for game number 2. He was available from the first game, but they wanted to see how things would go. He's been in there ever since.
Pavlich against Ron Sutter. Just outside the Ranger line along their right wing, Philadelphia controls the draw. Now drills it wide of the net. It ricochets to the Ranger defensive left side. Peeled around by Osborne to Ledyard. Drops it back to the near side, and Ron Sutter is up for grab. Back the other way, but Huber takes it. Clears it off the glass to the point. There is Hedberg trying to roll it in center, and they kick it through. Racing for it is Pavlich, but McCrimmon is there to bounce it off the body of Willie Huber at center ice. Then we're going to have a penalty as Lindsey Carson got a hold of Hedberg and just tackled him to throw him down. So the Flyers pick up their second penalty of 5, whistled by referee Brian Lewis. Ranger power play coming up. They lead the game 1-0.
Holding's the call on Lindsey Carson, so that'll give the Rangers their first opportunity on the power play. The penalty comes at 13:05. It appeared that Carson was going to check Hedberg, hit him, and then he just wrapped the arm around him, although it was more of a body check and a grab at the same time. But nonetheless, he'll pick up the minor penalty.
Carson, 4 minutes on the playoffs. Rangers 1-4-6. The 2 games against Philadelphia, well, obviously, haven't played anybody else. Puck down behind the Ranger net as Philadelphia goes Marsh and Crossman, and up front they have Sinicello with Murray Craven. Here comes Rogers up on the right side, too far. Marsh pokes it down, but it's picked up on the deflection. Rangers penetrate to the near side, trying to kick it up the middle. The Green, give it away in front. Drive, and Lindbergh with a marvelous save on James Patrick as the Flyers carelessly tried to throw it out and went right to Patrick coming up the middle, and he had a point-blank shot.
Well, that's where your goaltender can really help you out when you're shorthanded to come out and challenge that shooter.
Rangers up on the right side, coming through at the Philadelphia line. James Patrick breaking for the net is Steve Patrick, but the puck goes behind the net, played by Rogers to Steve Patrick. Patrick is checked by Philadelphia, but it's dug out by New York. There's the play back to the point by James Patrick, cut off, and Sinicello, who made the block, will start through on the left wing. He's going to try to turn Rogers into the zone. Can't go anywhere, and then as he tried to throw it back to the defense, hit the referee Brian Lewis. The Rangers pick up the can, and here comes Ledyard. The one goal by Ruotsalainen from Rogers and Hedberg at 12:36. Rangers on the near side. Ruotsalainen wants to get it up on the near side to Sandstrom. Flyers take it off. They don't get it out. It's fed to the right wing to Huber. He's got a big shot if he wants it. Drive, kick save, and it comes right to the near side. And again, Ron Sutter delays, and Pavlich ties him up. The Flyers don't get it out as the Rangers have 37 seconds on the advantage. They play off to Huber. Shot. And Lindbergh got a piece of that off the pad to his right. And all of that set up by two clear-cut chances for the Flyers to get it out, and this time Crossman makes sure.
One time, though, was Mark Pavlich excellent checking from behind that prevented Sutter to get that puck out of the way.
Aaron pass off the skate. Prop. As the Rangers have 15 seconds on the advantage, give it away at center ice. McCrimmon then lifts it high in the air. It bounces into the Ranger zone. Ruotsalainen back there along with Laidlaw, and up front they have Sandstrom with Hedberg and Pavlich. Flyers McCrimmon and Howe, and they've got Craven on with Sinicello is over the line. The puck is dumped in, the penalty over. Lindsey Carson is out. Flyers kick it around behind the net. Centering try. The Flyers break that up in front again. Shot! And a great save by Lindbergh off Hedberg as the Flyers are knocked down on the near side right on the puck. And Sinicello, as the Rangers have taken the game away, had the last 7 shots. Sinicello sits on the puck to get a breather. We have 4:42 remaining first period. 1-0 Rangers out shooting Philadelphia 8-4.
We talked about the importance of goaltending throughout a playoff series with Pelle Lindbergh. Were tested severely here in the last couple of minutes, this time by Hedberg, who just shot from the edge of the circle, got off a quick wrist shot, but Pelle was able to see it all the way, make that save, and keep this game at 1-0 in favor of the New York Rangers.
He's been such a key for Philadelphia in this postseason play already, being strong in the first period. And you've seen this club so often have trouble getting going in that first period. It's due to that man's work. It's kept them close.
It also allows the luxury, Bob, you maybe making the odd mistake in your own zone, and the goaltender covers up for you.
Get it back to Burton. Back and his shot on. Flyers try once, try a second time, and bring it up the middle of the ice. Howe at the line. He's going to go right on in. Off the curve. Stop. And stacking the pads was Hanlon to keep it away. As Timmy Corrigan had a golden opportunity and was thwarted.
Big save by Hanlon. Only the fifth shot on goal for Philadelphia, but it appeared Howe had that seam right through the middle, but Beck started to close on him. That's when he fed the perfect pass to Kerr, who had to try and get that shot away very quickly. Couldn't get it up high enough, and Hanlon stacking the pads, making a big save, or the Flyers would have tied this hockey game.
Kerr is out along with Bergen and the prop. Philadelphia, McCrimmon and Howe, and the Rangers have Larry Patey out there, along with Osborne and Sandstrom. Oh, there is Bergen with a shot. Right on, rebound. Oh! How Prop did not score is a miracle. And then the Rangers dive.
We may have a penalty shot here. Just a minute.
He pointed down there. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to have a penalty. Brian Lewis has not made another significant move.
So I'd have to think that it probably will not be a penalty shot as the linesman's going over the corner, but Glenn Hanlon made 2 excellent saves in the Flyers. Right off the face-off, Timmy Kerr got the draw back, and the shot was taken by Bergen. A good, hard, hot one was right there. The initial save, the second one on a rebound by Prop. I think he caught it with his toe. It was laying right there in the goal crease, and it's pretty hard to tell whether the player fell on the puck inside the crease or just outside.
I think Patey was smart enough to shove it back to Hanlon.
Shot by Bergen off another draw. The Rangers will rebound. Ruotsalainen up to Osborne. Lifts it in. Lindbergh has 2 men coming on and will hang on to the puck for the stoppage. With 4:11 remaining first period, Ruotsalainen has the game's only goal for New York.
A lot of times like that, when the goaltender goes, you can see the play coming towards him. He's in a better position than anybody else to decide whether that puck should be frozen or not. This time, Pelle Lindbergh elected to freeze that puck, so the faceoff will be to his right in the Flyers zone. Flyers trailing the Rangers 1-0 with 4 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the first period.
They keep adjusting shots. They now show unofficially 10 Rangers, 8 Philadelphia. Brook, Sundstrom, and Miller, along with Huber and Ledyard.
McPhee just went off the ice into towards the Rangers locker room. I don't know whether it's for equipment repairs or maybe for some physical repairs.
Right, Zezel taking the draw against Bob Brook, defensive right circle. There's a rugby scrum there, still up for grabs. Rangers have it in front. A summer stop. We're going to have a Flyer penalty against Doug Crosby for pulling down the Rangers. Kelly Miller. Penalties even at 3. Ranger power play coming up. 4:04 remaining first period. 1-0 New York.
This penalty is 2 minutes for holding. 2-3 Philadelphia. Doug Crosby. Doug Crosby receives 2 minutes for holding. The time is 15 minutes, 56 seconds. 1-5-5-6.
Crossman will pick up a 2-minute minor for a holding, so the New York Rangers will have the second power play opportunity of this first period.
Penalties are even at 3 as we continue to mount up. Penalties, there were 30 on Thursday night and 14 on Wednesday. They already had 50 penalties in a little less than 7 periods of play. 4:04 remaining. Crossman with his second of the game, his second of the series. And the Rangers go Rogers with Steve Patrick on the left, Don Maloney on the right, with Ledyard at the right side and James Patrick on the left. Philadelphia goes prop, along with Ron Sutter will take the draw. Right at the circle in front, shot wide. Oh, Lindbergh would have had no chance on that Steve Patrick shot, as he came inside the right circle, was right in front and bulleted one.
I think he almost picked it out of the air as the puck was rolling, just directed it towards the net, but it had a lot of oomph behind it and just went wide of the net. Basically, the Rangers was right off the face-off, just goes towards the net, and all of a sudden, there's the puck bouncing around. He just took that golf swing right at it, just a little bit wide of the net, but again, the key to that play was the face-off and the seam opening up, allowing the New York Ranger player the space and the time to go towards that net, looking for that loose puck.
Ron Sutter just talked to the linesman about Rogers turning his body in on the face-off like that. That's not legal. But it goes back straight away to the point. There's a drive, and Lindbergh, on the good effort of Ledyard, kicks it into the near corner. And the Rangers, killing the penalty and getting the goal from Ruotsalainen, have really started to play well. There it goes back. They work along the near side. James Patrick in front. And a bad chip shot by Rogers as he was set up from circle to circle and tried to one-time it. Rangers working in front. They work near side, drive, and it hit the post. And I think it got a piece of Lindbergh's glove and hit the far post. Rangers working with great speed. There's a shot deflected wide. Rangers knocked down. McCrimmon on the near side. He's pulled down. The Rangers get a break as the puck comes into the slot. Back to the point. Drive on the net. Score! On the right point, Grant Ledyard.
The Rangers on the power play. Grant Ledyard with the New York Rangers that had a lot of time at the point, but the key to this goal is the New York Rangers, they set the screen up. They had time, the other players in position. The Flyers did not move them out of the way. As a result, when that shot arrived at the net, I'm not so sure that Pelle Lindbergh didn't see it until it went by the New York Ranger player who was stationed or positioned off alongside of Mark Howe. But the Ledyard is known for a big shot, puts the Rangers up 2-0, just took the shot, the point, the head goes down, getting it towards the net, and the Rangers again were jamming the front of that net area, and I'm not so sure that Pelle Lindbergh was able to see it.
So Ledyard will get the power play goal, and right off to the face-off, Peter Zezel is pulled down, and we're going to have a New York player go off. Anders Hedberg apparently is going to be the culprit. So the Flyers now find themselves for the first time this year 2 goals back of the New York Rangers. 3:15 remaining first period, 2-0 New York. So Hedberg goes off for tripping. Anders on the playoff now has his first penalty, and the Flyers have really been anemic on the power play. Get another pop. 7 penalties in the first period, 4 to New York. Went off for tripping Zezel. Right, here comes Philadelphia. Zezel a move past Patey. Patey loses his stick. Zezel at center ice runs into more traffic, and the Rangers' Don Maloney just ices it as Patey goes to the bench to pick up another stick. 16:45 the time of the penalty. Flyers 0 for 2 on the advantage tonight, 1 for 12. Now the Flyers penetrate. Crosman keeps it in at the point, right corner. Now Zezel has it set up. Straight away to Crosman, up the middle, looks. Zezel top of the near circle, looks, screen shot, score! And Timmy Kerr was screening, and the Flyers get it right back.
That's exactly what the Flyers have to do in the power play. We're going to take that shot, have somebody in front of the net, either screening that goaltender or in a position to deflect it. This time Zezel had possession of the puck. He had 2 defenders attacking him, and Timmy Kerr was there in front of the net to distract the goaltender, Glenn Hanlon. But that big shot from Zezel had plenty of mustard on it, just blew it right by the goaltender, who was already down on his knees, spreading out, but Zezel got it up over top of him to give the Flyers their first goal of the game. Time of that goal is 17 minutes and 26 seconds.
They gave Zezel the goal. The assist should go to Crosman, but they announced none. Yes, now they put it up on the board. So the Flyers get that goal back in 45 seconds, so they trade power play goals. And the difference once again is the goal by Ruotsalainen. Puck at center ice. Rangers through. They've got one-on-one Osborne. There's a shot. Lindbergh had to go off the glove. Rangers have now peppered Philadelphia for 14 in the first period, and we still have a little over 2 minutes remaining. And all of this came about. The Rangers killed consecutive power plays at 3:50 and at 9:30. Then got the goal by Ruotsalainen, and they really started taking it to Philadelphia thereafter. There's a steal by Philadelphia. They get it up. The Rangers try to keep it in. They do it on the near side, and Flyers in their Hedberg took over McCrimmon. They thought McCrimmon pulled it down. They have. They booed for that as they change on the goal. Hedberg at center ice, plays it through to Osborne on the right side, waits for reinforcement, has him up the middle. There's a lost play as Tocchet made a nice effort to steal it away. Shoveled it up the middle of the ice to Crosman by himself at the Ranger line with 4. The Rangers around him, so winds it down behind the net. Todd Bergen is out there, gets cut off, and the Rangers flying up. Ruotsalainen at center. Through on the left wing to Swinston to the shot. Deflected wide behind the net to the Flyers' defensive far side. Rangers try to come out of there, and they do. Kelly Miller hustling. Looks to stuff it around to the near side. It wraps up, though, to Timmy Kerr on the deflection. Kerr can't find the handle. Now puts it to Marsh. He's 1-on-3 at the Ranger line. Off to the left. Tries a shot wide to the right of Hanlon. And Bob Brook pivots nicely away from Craven. Gets the Rangers out 3-on-2 as the Flyer line gets caught. Brook over the line. Drive, and Lindbergh had that drop at his pads, and he hangs on the 15th Rangers shot of the period. With 1:02 remaining, it is 2-1. The New York.
Well, in the island, the New York Islanders have taken the lead as Trotty just broke up the middle, hit with an excellent lead pass from Bobby Bourne, just walks in, and the goaltender takes his time, head up, stick goes down, and just puts it right by the Washington goaltender to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Trotty on the forehand, just takes the shot to the face-off dot, just blows it right by the goaltender on the stick side. 1-0 Island.
Shots in that first period of game. It started at 7 o'clock, an hour and a half before this one. Washington had 6, the Islanders only 2, but right now, and really a series of tremendous tenacity. We have 1 minute remaining in the period. It's 1-0 now. The Islanders lead by a goal, and the Rangers here lead by a goal. Both New York teams facing elimination without a victory this evening. Philadelphia trying to get it up to Lindsey Carson. This fires. It's over the Ranger goal line. If it's touched up by Huber, and it is first, we'll have an ice in Philadelphia. Big goal by Zezel at a most important time, Eddie.
It was in the power play, and it brought the Flyers, who were down by 2 at that time, it brought them right back into this hockey game. And it also was late in the period. Time of Zezel's goal was 17 minutes and 26 seconds.
Circus is ensconced here at Madison Square Garden, and used to be they couldn't play hockey, but instead of using tan bark and sawdust, now they use those rubber mats, so it's an easy thing to remove it when the Rangers have to play a home game. They had 2 performances today, I think one at 10:30, one at 2:30. So 2 circus performances in a hockey game in this building in the same day. Ron Sutter against Rogers, who's assisted on both New York goals. Up to the Flyer left side. Hope to the blue line. Kerr shovels it to center ice. Ron Sutter's got to break down that side against Ledger. Picked up by Sandstrom, a short side. backhander. There's a save, and then Ron Sutter is corroded behind the net and still held onto by Sandstrom, and we get a stoppage of play. And you could see Philadelphia's Tocchet saying, what about that? While he was talking, he turned to get back into the action behind the net.
I'll say one thing, anytime Sandstrom can be the second man into the corner, if he can follow you in, he'll wrap you off the glass. That's for darn sure, but you'll very seldom see him be the first one in there. He'll come in after you and he'll take you head first in the glass, but he will not go in that corner very often first with a Ranger on his tail.
That seems to be an example of a textbook hold.
Classic.
Good rookie, though, Thomas Sandstrom. Big fella, does hit. Big goal scorer for the Minnesota 28 on the west line. Ronnie Fattori, you know, if he had on little elf shoes and a hat with a feather, he'd look like Peter Pan, the little goatee. Right, Flyers with 26 seconds remaining in the first period, trailing 2-1. Curran along with Bergen and Craven. Marsh with Crossman. The Rangers have Laidlaw on with James Patrick, and up front they go Maloney with Patey and Brook. Two centermen out there now for the Rangers. Puck along the far side, cleared, and Patey gets it to center. Again, we point out, with the defensive faceoff, teams more and more are making sure in that situation late in the period that they have two faceoff men, two centermen instead of one and two wingers, so that if one is dumped out, they have an opportunity not to lose any efficiency in a second try.
Also, that's an important face-off. That face-off is taken with 26 seconds remaining in the period. If the Flyers win it cleanly, they got a good opportunity on the New York Ranger net.
For those of you who are keeping a little note, that was the... Oh, by the way, we want to remind you that on that Flyers goal, thanks to a new thing we have coming your way, that goal was scored for a case of Drake's Cakes. And in addition, Drake's donates $100 for each Flyer goal to the Flyer Wives Fight for Lives battle against leukemia with Leukemia Research. Bucket center, 13 seconds remaining in the period. Neither team wants to make a careless play in their zone, and the Flyers do almost, but Brook couldn't pick it off. And as the Flyers come to center, Kerr has one chance with 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and we'll come to the end of the first period. Rangers battling for survival, get the first 2 goals. Rutsalainen and Ledyard as we have 1 second. Like the routine drop of the puck. Rutsalainen is second from Rogers and Hedberg at 12:36. Then power play Ledyard is first from Rogers at 16:41. 45 seconds later at 17:26, Zezel on the power play is first from Crossman. There have been 7 penalties, and the last 2 to Philadelphia's Crossman and to the Rangers' Hedberg resulted in goals. As we come to the end of the first period from Madison Square Garden, puck is dropped, still at the feet. Beck lost his stick. The puck comes out to Kelly Miller, rattles it nicely up to Peter Sundstrom on the far side, and it's a 2-liner coming out of the Rangers zone across center ice red line. So we'll have a stoppage and a play back in the New York zone.
Well, you wondered why Brown was in the lineup. Well, I'll tell you one thing. He really took a good shot at Barry Beck as Beck was trying to kick the puck out of there and hit him very, very hard up against the glass. Straightened him right up, almost knocked him right off that feet. And you feel those. The whole bench feels those.
Right, Craven is on with Prop now. Puck at center ice, taken by Philadelphia. And lifted into the Ranger zone. Craven with Prop and Brown. McCrimmon and Hammond. Tremendous steal into the slot. Puck off his skate, and on a good block by James Patrick, who avoids the check by Dave Brown. Gets it up through on the right wing at center ice to Osborne. His pass taken away and shoveled by McCrimmon up ice into the New York zone. We're 1 minute through a cautiously started second period. 2-1 Rangers. Tap through into the neutral zone. Rangers had a good second half of the period, a good 6-7 minutes. They scored twice. Myers got it back on 1 power play goal, and that's where we stand 2-1. Buck in the New York zone. Brown and after it along with Laidlaw. Rolls to the near corner. They get it back to Howe on the forehander. Wrists it around into the near side in front. Oh, and there was Proppin, a good feed from Murray Craven, and chipped it over the net as he had action in front. Now the puck is cleared right through Craven at the point to Howe. Howe looks, but it came back over the blue line just barely. And we have the offside Philadelphia. 1:32 gone, second period. 2-1. If there is a fourth game, be played here tomorrow evening at 7:30, and we'll be on the air at that time on the radio network and channel 29.
Well, I'll tell you, not only Mark Howe, but Flyers coach Mike Keenan does not agree with that call by the linesman. The puck was bouncing around, and they say it did not come over the blue line completely.
Flyers here are much more aggressive in their forechecking for the first minute and 32 seconds, and that's what they have to do to create the opportunities in the Gardens.
Well, Montreal leading at Boston 4-2 in the third period. Rangers working around the horn. Throw it to center ice. Flyers get it back. Now Zezel is tripped up at the line trying to follow up, but overskating. And then taking it back in along the left side is Derek Smith. Willie Huber clears to the point. Marsh keeps it in. Winds it around behind the New York net. Ledyard on the far side. Gets it past Sinisalo, but Crosby keeps it in at the point. Bounces it behind the Philadelphia net. Derek Smith is in there. Double team. Flyers trying to kick it out. It comes out to the slot, and the Rangers play it up on the right side at center ice. That's Ledyard down that left wing side into the Philadelphia zone. McPhee will follow right behind the net. Ties up Crosby. Crosby sits down in the puck. Maybe up for grab. Poked loose by Zezel. Works out his right side. Bad clearance at the point. Ledyard who can whistle it. Drive. Hit the post. Well, they put the light on, but Brian Lewis immediately signals foul. And a bad giveaway by Zezel almost results in a goal.
When you have possession of that puck in your own zone, you don't want to give it away. You don't want to turn it over. You're better off eating it. That was not the case. And as a result, Ledyard really had a good opportunity. The puck comes down to the turnover, takes that shot, not that hard. It's kind of bouncing and floating, but goes right off the goalpost. Comes right back under Flyer goaltender Pelle Lindbergh, with the turnover result was Zezel giving the puck away back to the point and attempting to clear it. As a result, the shot was taken, went right by Pelle Lindbergh, right off that goalpost.
The off-ice officials are from Washington for the game here at the Madison Square Garden.
In the second period at Detroit, Steve Ludzik, Steve Larmer, Denis Savard in Chicago threatening to blow Detroit right out of the playoffs in 3, winning in Chicago 6-1 and 9-5. Defensive right circle face-off Philadelphia. Ron Sutter turns his body, a la Mike Rogers in, and he's thrown out of the circle, and it'll be Lindsey Carson against Larry Patey. On with McPhee and Don Maloney. Back to the point, Beck, shot. Oh, and Lindbergh just got that as the Flyers at center ice lose it. That's the 10th point shot. There's a play up the middle offside as Patey. We're going to mention that, Bobby. That's the 10th point shot out of the 16 Ranger shots from defensemen. The Flyers have yet to have one from a blue liner.
George McPhee, who was a very aggressive player in Philadelphia, has been out there now. He was really upset how it pinned him against the boards, not allowing him to get out of the zone, which forced the offside. But Beck took a good shot that Pelle Lindbergh only picked up halfway through. But it shows his quickness as he was able to move very, very fast to get that stick out there and make the save.
They played 2:31 into the second period. No scoring here. 2-1 New York, and that was the first shot on goal for either side. Rangers have the edge in that department, 16-9. Puck at center ice, kick free to Hedberg. Pivots, got a man going up on the right side. Then Marsh takes him off. Takes him right into the boards, allowing Crosby to wheel. He's got Bergen open on the far side. Puts it up through to Patterson at center. Trying to tap through to Bergen. Comes to center ice. Marsh has to wait for Bergen to come out. Doesn't wait long enough. And Bergen actually left the stick in the zone in order to break away from the hold of Ruotsalainen. 2:52 gone. Scoreless second period from the Garden. Rangers 2 and the Flyers 1.
2-1 Rangers lead here at Madison Square Garden. We played just 2:52 into the second period.
Zezel, who has the Flyer goal in the power play, out with Prop. And then as Crosby gets the puck at the center ice red line, tries to fire it in. It hits Bob Brook at the skate. Caroms off on an angle left into the center ice seats. We'll have a try again. Doug Crosby, from the steady partner now of Brad Marsh to the latter stages of this season and right through the playoffs. Mark Vines, the young rookie linesman, getting his baptism from Elmira, Ontario. He's just 24. Sutter out with Tocchet and Carson. Marsh with Crosby as the Rangers control the draw. Ruotsalainen to open the scoring in. Blue line Whistler, that's broken down. He takes it in the corner in front. Trying to find Bob Brook there, and then the Flyers fail to come out as they have the outlet on the far side. Brook takes Crosby behind the net. It's steered to Marsh. Wrap around at the near side. Kicks to the blue line. Kept in by the Rangers, and then knocked out at center ice by Philadelphia. Broken up by Marsh, but to Ruotsalainen, who flips from the right boards at center into the Ranger left wing corner offensively. The Flyers quickly deal it around to the near side. Carson can't control it at center ice. Rangers have it. Far side Laylaw gives it away to Ron Sutter. Cannot get into the zone. And lost it as he had to wait for Tocchet to come out. And then we had the offside whistle, Philadelphia.
Flyers this evening New York are only going with 4 defensemen. They're using sometimes 5 as Hospodar's had the occasional shift, but most times they're going with 4 people in the island. Friday's got the puck. The goaltender's out. Stevens makes that block. Playing goaltender dumps it off the ice towards the Islanders zone. Christian's to the outside of Potvin going towards the net. Gets position on Potvin. He hooks him down. The puck is just rolling around. The Caps had the goaltender pulled and on the attack, and Gartner scored that goal to bring it back to 2-1 in favor of the Islanders.
With 40 seconds left in regulation, the Islander game beginning at 7 o'clock. Puck behind the New York net. A bad pass gave the Flyers a chance to jump on it. Howe at the point, right on a tip, and Hanlon just didn't get the handle on it. And the Flyers are right there for a tip, but they couldn't shove it under the body of the goaltender. That was Peter Zezel. The puck bounces at center. Zezel tries to make a move past Laidlaw, who sweeps the puck back to his partner defenseman, James Patrick, and the Rangers then shove it to center ice. Sinisalo takes it there, gets it through to Zezel, bumped off the puck. Laidlaw shoots at the center. Zezel is there, pivots along the right side and backhands it in, and Laidlaw picks it off. Checked by Prop, but gets it through on the near boards, and out comes Steve Patrick. Through up the middle comes the defenseman James Patrick. Tries to drop a pass back, goes behind the Philadelphia net. Flyers had it, lost it to the Rangers at the side of the net. Flyers clear it up on their right side. McPhee takes it away, tries to shovel it in on the net. Not much percentage there. It hits Kerr, he takes it away and grinds it to center. Rangers though, they get a break in along that far side. Almost had Larry Patey in. Then the puck is tapped away from behind the net by Lindbergh. And there's Kerr. Check. Patey with a shot. As the Flyers fail to get that out. Given away at the point. Gilbert tries to keep it in. Rangers do. Maloney at the line. Shot into the far corner. This is trouble. They have the Flyers running now, and they've got spurts going. They dump it behind the Philadelphia net. Allen there tries to cut off Patey. Rolls it in front, and then Brad McCrimmon says enough of that. Backhands it down the ice, and the Rangers had a play. And they'll have to make it with 5:02 gone in this period. But the Rangers have had much going their way. The shot totals in this period, 2 for the Rangers, a game total of 17, just 1 for Philadelphia, game total of 10. And as the Flyers turn up on the near side, and right now, they've lost some intensity. The pass is not clicking in the neutral zone. Their stick checking is pocketed there, and the Rangers work it through at the Philadelphia line. There goes Hedberg on that left side. At an angle, shot, and Lindbergh directed it to the near seats off the stick, and the line is stopped to play. 5:40 gone, second period from the Garden. Rangers remaining on top 2-1. Rangers will have an offensive left circle face-off. Osborne out on the left, Hedberg on the right, centered by Pavlich with Beck and Ruotsalainen. Flyers have Takadan along with Carson and Ron Sutter. Marsh with Crossman. Defensive right circle. Mark Lyons drops the puck. There's a broken stick, and it goes to Pavlich. Flyers wheel it around to the point. Ruotsalainen tries to keep it in, cannot. Pavlich at the far side has picked up the new blade, gets an outlet along the left side of the Flyer bench, wants to shovel it through to the open near side, is slowed down, now gets it to the near side to Hedberg. He wraps it in deep. There are 2 pieces of stick alongside the Flyers' defensive right side. And as Philadelphia wheels it up, they have a breakthrough at the line. Pocket's going to try to force his way through, cannot. Loose puck is cleared back. Tomas with a drive. Hit in front, he tried to get it on the deflection back, around behind. Philadelphia digs it out, in front, right out there. And they're going to get a shot. Got a penalty coming up. Ron Sutter a drive. That's blocked. Back to the right side. The Crosman in front. He shot. They score! Crosman!
Boy, you talk about action in the Rangers zone. That time the Flyers had plenty of it. They had control of the puck. They had 3 or 4 good opportunities. And finally, Dougie Crossman put the puck into the net as Brad Marsh had an opportunity. They're all around the net. And now the score is deadlocked at 2 apiece. Good aggressive forechecking for the Flyers, just keeping after that puck. Eventually Crossman picks it up, gets around the stick check of Osborne, goes towards the net, just gets it in. As miss his shot through 2 or 3 players. Beat goaltender Glenn Hamlin. The play as Brad Marsh was there helping set up the screen. And it beat the goaltender Glenn Hamlin to deadlock this game at 2 apiece.
Crosman gets his first of the playoffs from Ron Sutter and Brad Marsh. And for Crosman on his playoff career, that's his 4th playoff goal. The other 3 coming as a member of the Chicago Blackhawks. So we're tied at 2. And we're right back where we started from. Puck in the Rangers zone. Racing it after it. Philadelphia has Craven turned around. Now Brown is cut off, and James Patrick works out to the left side of his net. Puts it up through at center ice to Kelly Miller. Slides it offensive left side. There goes looking after it. Flyers come to the near side. Howe double team. Cut off the puck, but it rolls off the Craven. Up through on the right wing smartly to Dave Brown. Gonna try to turn Laidlaw. Takes the puck away. Gives it away at the point. McCrimmon in with a drive, and that whistled wide. Howe will take it in at the near point. Then he's cut off. The Rangers try to come out. Howe just gets enough of Brook, but it rolls through the near side to Miller. Miller wants to go into the corner. Pivots. Looks for the trailer. Now he's a man coming off the bench. Puts it in on the net. It's knocked down before it hits there by Howe. And he'll lead the charge out 2-on-3. Tied up, gets it through to Prop, and Prop flips it from the Ranger line into their defensive left corner. Prop steals it away behind the net, has no control. New York out past Timmy Kerr. Flyers now stick checking, and the Rangers flip in will chase. And Crosman fails to get it out. The Rangers dump it in front on the deflection. Flyers chip it, and I don't know. The Flyers right now are doing a little careless things in the zone anxiously, Bobby, instead of taking time, or am I getting too much anxiety here?
Now they have a little extra time more than they realize, but they want to make sure that they get that puck out cleanly.
Devil in the corner, man in front. That was Timmy Kerr, but it's taken off by Sandstrom. Out to the point, Rangers shovel it through at center. Mars takes it off there, turns at the red line, looks for an opening, has a stick hook, tries to dump it in. It hits off a body to the near side. Zezel tries to take off his man. He falls over Zezel. That was Steve Patrick, and again they hoo-ha here. Ryan Willis looks on impassively. Zezel had the Flyer first goal, and it came at really crucial time as the Rangers had just taken a 2-0 lead on the power play. Now we're going to get a penalty. And off to the bench goes Hanlon. Is up ice. There is Mike Rogers stopped. Gets into the zone along the near side. Ruotsalainen shot wide to the far side. Rangers have the extra forward out there. They go back to the point. Lickard the shot. Just whistle wide. The Flyers should pick it up on the near side and get the stoppage. And do. It'll be a trip. It'll even up the penalties in the game at 4. The Rangers 1 for 2 on the power play. We'll have one coming up. 11:26 remaining. Second period from the Garden. We're tied at 2.
Well, Timmy Kerr picks up a tripping minor at 8:34 of this second period, and the Rangers will be on their 3rd power play.
On that Flyer power play goal by Doug Crossman, they score for a case of Drake's Cakes and another $100 to the Flyer Wise Fight for Lives Leukemia Research Fund. Many thanks to Drake's. Rangers are 1 for 2 on the evening. They are 2 for 8 against Philadelphia in the playoffs. Pavlich out there. They get it back to Laidlaw. There's Ruotsalainen. Bullet shot. And from the top of the right circle, Lindbergh was equal. As Ruotsalainen now, they get it out to Prop. He's got a 2-on-1 with Howe. Prop going in short-handed. Drive, and Hanlon cuts it down. And the rebound is still loose, and Hanlon just off to his left is able to cover it. And just as the whistle stops play, Willie Huber buried Prop. And now Sandstrom and Howe are jabbing at one another as we pause from the Garden.
Well, when you have defensemen with the speed of Mark Howe, you can really create an awful lot of good offensive opportunities. That was a 2-on-1 situation, which really had to keep that defenseman in the middle. Howe took the pass, or at least had the defenseman playing him for the pass, and then Prop had the good shot away. So Huber played it perfectly, staying in the middle. The shot hit Hanlon right up in the top part of the pad and in the on the thigh, and he was able to make the save. But the key of it was he was able to recover to face or to make the save on the rebound as well.
Craven out with Sinisalo, McCrimmon, and Howe. The Rangers with Ruotsalainen and Willie Huber. And working down that right side, they have Pavlich into the zone with Hedberg and Sandstrom. Hedberg at the point, straight away. Ruotsalainen, save, rebound in front. It's open net. Huber scores. You can see it coming.
For the Rangers has sure been effective. They pick up their second one. The rebound was trying to be grabbed by all the players in front, but it just squirted loose, and Huber just came in and just flipped it into the open side. Lindbergh had no chance whatsoever. And the Rangers retain their one-goal lead, 3-2. As Huber picks up that power play, and they were jamming that extremely well. And Huber was able to move in from his point position to score on the power play.
Well, it kicked out to the near side. Sandstrom may get one assist and Rutzelainen the other. But that was fish in a barrel for Willie Huber. And so the Rangers, 2.5 minutes after the Flyers try to get it back. Now Brad Morris trying to go back to the point. Bad pass, taken away, and up ice comes Osborne. Shot off the blocker of Lindbergh, bounces to the side of the net. Cleared off on the deflection to Crosman. Morris to center ice. And we have Sandstrom and Pavlich getting the assist. Wonder why that. It was Rutzelainen who initiated it. Now we're going to get a penalty against the Rangers for taking Zezel down. And it looks like it might be Mike Rogers, so the Flyers get a chance right back. 9:41 the time of the second period. Ranger penalty. Power play Philadelphia coming up, and it's 3-2 New York.
Well, Mike Rogers picks up a tripping liner at 9:41, and the Flyers will be on their fourth power play opportunity. 1 for 3 right now. This is a good time to get that thing working again. I couldn't agree more.
1 for 3 on the night, 2 for 13 on the series. Rangers are getting it in, despite their lack of prowess through the season, they're getting an awful lot of shots against Philadelphia. They had 70 through 2 games. They already have 20, and we're only halfway through regulation of this one. Rangers shoot it down. Philadelphia on the near side drops it to Howe from Crosman. Up front, they have Zezel with Kerr and Sinisalo. Rangers now cut off the center ice, so Howe wraparound. Hanlon can't stop it. Zezel on the far side. It goes to Sinisalo in the corner. Behind the net, Zezel in front. Shot, score by Kerr. Incredible, like a lightning bolt.
You know what? Zezel was trying to hit Mark Howe moving in from the point. And Kerr reached behind him to grab the pass. What a play by Tim Kerr, but Zezel was trying to hit Howe as he had moved into the slot, had really got that passing seam wide open, and all Kerr did was reach behind him, grab the puck. He fooled everybody on the ice but himself. And the Flyers quickly tie this hockey game, but a nice play by Kerr. Everybody, even the defenseman, or pardon me, the player who was playing on that side, Kelly Miller, was going to move to Howe.
You'd wonder how Ledyard was playing so far off Kerr. Kerr scored 54 goals during the regular season. He's on the power play. You got to be on top of him. You got to move him out of there, but that was not the case. And Kerr just brought the Flyers right back into this thing, 3-3.
In the first period, the Rangers went up 2 goals on a power play. The Flyers got it back 45 seconds later. Here the Rangers go up on a power play by 1 goal, and the Flyers get it back 58 seconds later. Outlet through to Brook on the right wing at center ice. In at the Flyer line. Coming over the line is Sundstrom. Drop pass, and there's a shot, and Lindbergh at an angle, deflects it back to Beck. Beck around behind the Ranger net as they're showing a lot of offense tonight in New York. They work to the near side, pivot inside Howe. Sundstrom behind the net to the far corner. Goes back to the slot to Beck. A shot, kick save, and there was Lindbergh just getting back as it appeared Bob Brook might have a chance at the rebound. So the Flyers go around to the far side. Cockett's going to be a bit late. Cut off by Kelly Miller. Dives over Miller and gets it through at center, and then Beck gets a part of Ron Sutter's skate as it appeared he might have a 2-on-1, and the Flyers then take it at center ice. They can't go into the zone because Brook is harassing Philadelphia's Cockett all the way trying to get out of the zone. And finally, the Rangers slide it all the way down, and they say no icing. Flyers had a play. Rangers change on the goal. The Flyers make some changes too. As on the near side, Carson is hit hard and buried by Willie Huber, and the puck is jabbed through to March back to the Philadelphia zone. We have 8:39 remaining in this second period, 3-3, as the Flyers have come back from 2-0 and 3-2, and in essence have scored 3 of the game's last 4 goals. We get the stoppage now on the dump in Philadelphia with 8:33 remaining in the second period, tied at 3.
Good check by Huber as he came across from the penalty, or pardon me, from the players' bench. Lindsey Carson did not see him coming.
Blindside.
And he just drilled him. But for a player his size, he's not that aggressive. 6'5", almost 6'6", 225, 27 pounds.
I think if he's known for anything, it's his big shot.
Right. Flyers lift it in. Ledyard cuts it down, chases it, retrieves, shovels it up on the far side, and New York looks, rolls it on that left wing side, but there's Prop to slide it back, pivot, and start up to center ice. Lifting it through on the far side, scooping it into the zone with Dave Brown, and then Ledyard took it off. Fights past Brown's check, puts it at center. Top stop, followed up by the Rangers, George McPhee. He's checked on the near side, and Prop takes it away and gets it up on the far side at center. Now James Patrick coming off the bench, puts it into the Philadelphia zone. Marsh takes it there, chased back in deep by Patey. Remember, he said the great forechecker, man in front. McPhee to the point. They wind up Ledyard. There's a shot deflected behind. And that was the Rangers' good forechecking against Philadelphia, and they're going to have a penalty. So the Flyers' careless play results in another Ranger power play with 7:46 remaining second period, tied at 3.
Tripping.
That's the call on Murray Craven. It'll come at 12:14 of this second period. The Rangers will be on their 4th power play. They're 2 for 3.
The last 4 penalties called, not counting this one, have resulted in 4 power play goals, 2 aside. Craven with 2 minutes on the air. The penalties in the game even at 5.
All 4 calls are tripping calls as well.
Right. Right, Howe out with McCrimmon and Sinisalo with Ron Sutter. The Flyers around to the near side. Sinisalo is able to wheel it past Willie Huber. Comes to center ice, and the Rangers working up the middle. Ruotsalainen flying through at the Philadelphia line. Spins to the near side. Drives it around behind the net. McCrimmon on the far side tries to flag it down. Sandstrom does. Pokes it back in the corner. Centering pass from Hedberg. Trying to find Pavlich coming off the boards on a give and go. Flyers pick it off and ice it. Philadelphia with only 13 shots in the game, and they have 3 goals. As Huber got a flying Ruotsalainen, cuts to the near side. Overskated, so did Philadelphia, and they play through to Hedberg at the point. He's allowed to penetrate. Pass off to the far side, and Prop read that. Not a good play by Hedberg, who's tied up at his line. Prop going to force the Rangers in deeper. With 1:05 remaining on the power play. 6:50 remaining second period. Flyers have outscored the Rangers here 2-1. Stolen by Prop at center ice. Throw down that left wing. Racing into the corner. Zezzel with an angle shot. Way wide of the net. Back to the point to Prop. Prop into the corner. Tries to get around James Patrick. Offensive right corner. In there, James Patrick along with Sandstrom and Philadelphia's Brian Prop. We get a standoff. And now for the first time tonight, boos are called. 3-3 the score if you've just joined us. Ron Sutter out along with Sinisalo to kill the remaining 45 seconds on Murray Craven's penalty. Crossman and Marsh, the defenseman, and the Rangers have James Patrick out. And there goes Rogers constantly, Bobby, turning his body into the face-off man, and I thought that's a no-no. There he does it again, but Ron Sutter wins the draw. There's a shot in by Sinisalo high, grabbed by Hanlon and dropped off. And the Rangers push it up to Rogers at center ice. He's got Steve Patrick on his left. Into the zone, round to the far side. Rangers dig it out, trying to come to the near corner. There's a collision. New York digs it out, looks to play it back to the point. Back to Ledyard, shot! Oh, and it's grabbed by Lindbergh after there were 2 Rangers coming across his line of sight and shot down the ice.
That's a difficult save for a goaltender to make. Boy, I'll tell you, your concentration has to be so intense to follow that puck when you have 2 guys going across in front of your vision.
Rogers into the zone, shot up into the end seats off the stick of Steve Patrick. The deflection from the top of the Flyer defensive left wing circle defenseman Brad Marsh.
Flyers defenseman Brad Marsh did a good job on Patrick as Patrick was coming in to take that shot. Brad Marsh did not back in. He stayed up close enough to him that when the head went down and he took the shot, Marsh just reached his stick out, deflecting the puck up into the stands. And again, that's timing as well as not backing in, standing up close enough to challenge him. That once he puts the head down to shoot, you're in a position to deflect that puck up. 12 seconds remaining in the New York Rangers, pardon me, the Philadelphia Flyer penalty to Murray Craven.
Zezzel and Prop. As Prop has had a series of mates tonight in the absence of his normal penalty-killing partner, Davey Poulin. Howard McCrimmon and the Rangers, Rogers with Don Maloney on the right, Steve Patrick on the left. Rangers generating a lot of shots to the point, and they're putting their big wingers in front, and obviously that has been one of the key strategies tonight. They had 9 of their first 15 shots from defensemen. Puck at the skate, roll back to the point. Zezzel picks up his man. Steve Patrick gets right away from Zezzel. Round behind the net, looks for a stuffer. Goes back to the left boards, clears to the point, and then bounces it right past Willie Huber. The penalty is over. Ledyard retreats into his own zone as Craven is out of the box. And Ledyard sits up behind as Prop goes off, and the Flyers have Kerr now on with Craven and Peter Zezzel. Howe with McCrimmon as the Rangers put it to Don Maloney. Up on that far wing, trying to find George McPhee. Flyers pick it off to Craven on the near side. Works to the right away from Huber, and then Huber took down Zezzel as Craven coming right on in a backhander. And the save is made as Craven made that rush from end to end. But at center ice, as Zessel tried to join the play, Huber really drilled him. There's a puck into the Ranger zone to the left of Hanlon on a deflection. He clears it right back to the stick of Kerr. In front! Open net as Hanlon couldn't make the play. The Rangers come out in front. Hurd got it, scores! Timmy Kerr!
Well, the Rangers were really running around in their own zone. They were out of position, and sooner or later something had to happen, including goaltender Hanlon. And what did happen eventually was the Flyers gained control of the puck and were able to move out in front. And that big number 12, Timmy Kerr, has done it again for the Flyers. He's given them a 4-3 lead. Hanlon had the puck, had control of it, dumped it into the corner. The Flyers again aggressive. Kerr took that first shot. Craven looking for that rebound, and all of a sudden the puck is loose. And then big number 12 comes into the picture, moving in quickly, puts it up top on the forehand shot. That's Kerr's third goal of the playoffs, and a leader for the Flyers, who are leading the Rangers right now, 4-3.
Corey Craven really made a nice play, not just going right to the goaltender. He didn't really knock him down. He just stood there to make Hanlon go around him. And Hanlon had a lot of trouble getting back in the net and getting back into set position.
That's the second time in this series that Hanlon has been indecisive with control of the puck, and in both occasions it cost him a goal. And in both occasions it was Craven doing the Todd Bergen one time, Craven the other doing the forcing, and Kerr was the recipient of the play for goals. Now there's a play at the side of the net, and for the first time the Rangers find themselves in the hole as they led it one time 2-0. There's Kerr pulled down in front by Barry Beck, and Brian Lewis looks on again impassively as the Rangers shovel it. Stolen away by Bergen in front, and he had Kerr there for a tip. Deflected off to the far side, and now Derek Smith winds it around behind the Ranger net. Kerr is there, turns his back in on the play to Ruotsalainen. The Rangers finally cleared around to the left side, and Osborne now will try to lead it up as the Ranger fans exhorting their team to get something going. Flyers have now scored 4 of the last 5 goals in the game, after the Rangers took a 2-0 lead at the 16:41 mark of the first period. Crossman near side to Marsh. Marsh rolls it through at the Ranger line as he had nowhere to go with it. Taken off by James Patrick. Puck bounced to center ice with 3:54 remaining, and drilled in by Marsh off the skate of Lindsey Carson. James Patrick again tries to come out, and all he does is fire at the center ice. Marsh waits for his line to clear and drives it right back in. So Timmy Kerr with his second and third goals, 4 minutes and 52 seconds apart. One on the power play turned Philadelphia's 1-goal deficit into a 1-goal lead. Flyers have 3 men in the corner. That's dumped to the near side as Pocket runs into defenseman Willie Huber in front, and then Huber just grabs him down to make that Bob Brook. And it was so obvious, and I don't know why Brook put his hand up in the air as he deliberately grabbed the play. So another Ranger penalty with 3:25 remaining second period. Flyer power play coming up. They lead it 4-3.
Well, Bob Brook will pick up a 2-minute minor for a holding, so the Flyers will have their 5th power play opportunity of the game. Time of that penalty is 16 minutes and 35 seconds.
For that power play goal by Timmy Kerr, for his other goal, we give a case of Drake's Cakes and $100 to the Flyer Wives Fight for Lives and Leukemia Research, and they're the recipients thanks to Drake tonight. $400. Howe right there, drive! Ooh, and Hanlon just got it on the outside of the right skate. Into the left wing corner, Zessel in front, score! Timmy Kerr with a pure hat trick. He's gotten Flyers goals, number 3, number 4, and number 5.
Barry Beck was the defenseman that was in position to make the play, and Kerr, he just allowed Kerr to stand there, and Zessel nailed him with an excellent pass right out of the corner. But again, Beck was right there with Kerr. He should have taken him out of the play. He did not, and that big fella, number 12, Timmy Kerr, was in position to ram it home. It's his 4th goal of the playoffs, his 3rd of the game, to give the Flyers a 5-3 lead. Time of that goal was 16 minutes and 42 seconds. But the Flyers on the power play, and that power play is hot tonight. Zessel working it out of the corner to Timmy Kerr, who was right alongside of Barry Beck and jammed it home.
That's the first Flyer hat trick on the road, Bobby and Eddie, and you remember it. Billy Barber scoring 4 at Minnesota in the semifinals in 1980. He did it in game number 3, and then Beck pulls down Carson in the offensive left corner of Philadelphia. Carson out with Ron Sutter. Sutter is bumped by Pavlich. He works at it, and finally we get a stoppage of play. And again, we say $500 as Drake's Cakes donates another case of Drake's Cakes and $100 to the Flyer Wives Fight for Lives and Leukemia Research as Timmy Kerr has a pure hat trick. And Eddie, I don't know in the 18 years in Philadelphia's history, whether they've had a pure hat trick on the road. I recall one in Philadelphia by Rick McLeish in a 74 quarterfinal series against the Atlanta Flames. But this is the second, but the first in history on the road. Bang, 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 and he got them in 6 minutes and 36 seconds. And they're stunned here. There's a steal. Give and go into the corner. As the Flyers spotted the Rangers a 2-0 lead, and then it became 3-2. But the Flyers have now banged in 4 of the last 5. Puck up on the far side, but they have to be careful now. The Rangers, they have nothing now to look for tomorrow, so they'll come back ferociously, and they have to. The Flyers cannot let up. There are no let-ups at any time in playoff hockey. There's a steal by Howe. In front! And there was Propp trying to take a poke at it, and Ruotsalainen just shoved him off. As the penalty is over, we're at full strength on the ice. Here we go. And now we got Bob Brook and who? Craven.
Bob Brook actually got the jump, and Craven was at his, I think he still got his gloves on, and Brook went right after him. Was over in front of the New York Ranger player bench, and the linesmen are quick to jump in there and separate the two of them. Big, important goals by Timmy Kerr. He's done it all year long, and he's doing it again here in the playoffs. He's got his second, third, and fourth goal to give the Flyers a 5-3 lead.
Of course, I got so excited. The reason the penalty was over was a power play goal by Kerr. The Flyers have 3 tonight of the 5 opportunities.
The altercation started along the boards where basically the players were hooking each other, and all of a sudden that extra shot was taken. So it'll be interesting to see what the calls are.
2:04 remaining, second period from the Garden. Flyers 5 and the Rangers 3.
Brook picks up a penalty as a result of the altercation with Crossman.
With Craven.
Or pardon me, with Craven. I'm not sure if it's a 2-minute penalty, probably for roughing. It is for roughing. So the Flyers are going to have their 6th power play opportunity of the game.
Well, they're 2 for 2 in this period. In fact, Eddie, they've hit the last 3. When Hedberg went off near the end of the first, Rogers here early in the midway through the second, and Brook. Flyers are 3 for 5. And Timmy Kerr has 3 goals, 2 of them on the power plays. The Rangers come back, but you got to hang tough, my friends. This is a regulation 60-minute game, and you got to play all 60. Flyers work to the right side. Crossman out there with Howe, Zezel, Sinisalo, and Kern. Zezel has had 3 assists as the puck comes to center. Pivots beautifully inside Laidlaw to work into the right circle. Drops it in front. Kern scores! Holy cow! He's got 4 goals in a row!
Boy, Gene, is the power play ever working?
Woohoo! And again we go with another case of Drake's Cakes and $100 to the Flyer Wise Fight for Lives Leukemia Research Fund. 4 goals in a row. The league record for playoff goals is 5. The record for goals in a period, I think, Mr. Kerr may have just tied or set.
Zezel made an excellent play in the pass in the power play, getting it back to Timmy Kerr, who was on his forehand. But again, Peter Zezel just going down the boards, looking and waiting. Just drops it back. Perfect time. Timmy Kerr just one times it right by Hamlin to give the Flyers a 6-3 lead. That was Timmy Kerr's 5th goal of the playoffs, his 4th of the game. And the last 4 he scored have been big, important goals for the Flyers to give them that 6-3 cushion they currently enjoy.
And Crossman gets an assist with Zezel. Zezel has 3 in this period. That also ties the Philadelphia record for assists in a period at 3. Oh my, what an extraordinary blitz by the Flyers. Kerr has scored the 4 goals in 8 minutes and 16 seconds, 3 of them on the power play. That is a record for power play goals in a period in the playoffs. That's 3, and the Flyers have... There's a play. Can you believe this, Eddie? That the Flyers have just hung tough. You said to me, at the end of the period, though, they were trailing 2-1. You said they are where they have to be, in tight. And they took a 15-shot Ranger blitz and came back and have blown them away here with 5 in the second period. Now Marsh can't find the handle, but off cut is Derek Smith and fires it up on the left wing deep in the Ranger zone with 45 seconds. And I'm sure Steve Coates back in Philadelphia is hunting through that National Hockey League record book for playoff. Kerr with 4 goals in a period. I'm sure that that has to at least tie, if not break the record for playoff goals in a period, because the record for goals in a game in the playoffs, just 5, by Maurice Richard, by Darryl Sittler, and Ricky Leach. Puck in the Ranger zone, down behind the net, and they're stunned here. As they took a 2-0 lead, this building was roaring. The Flyers caught them. In this period, a power play goal by Huber made it 3-2, and since then, it's been Kerr from Zezel, Kerr from Craven, Kerr from Zezel, Kerr from Zezel, and he's got 4, and the Flyers lead by 3. We're in the final 3 seconds of the period. Miller in front, can't get the shot, and now we're going to get a penalty against Philadelphia to end the period, and it appears it's going to be against Brad McCrimmon for hooking. The Rangers will start this third period on the power play as McCrimmon picked up a hooking call at the 20-minute mark of the second period. Timmy Kerr, who blew half a dozen records right out of the NHL book, most goals in a period, most power play goals in a period, tied the record for points in a period. The Rangers on the power play have started this third period with the youngster John Van Beesbrook in the net as Glenn Hanlon had to be shell-shocked by the 5-goal Flyers surge and 4 in a row by Kerr. Van Beesbrook, who comes into the game with 1 minute of NHL playoff experience. But again, you have to hang tough as the Rangers are going to just give it a all. You cannot, Eddie, as the Flyers did in game number 1 with a 3-goal lead, play pussyfoot. You've got to play the same way that got you the lead. Is that right?
Without a doubt, and that time the Flyers defenseman Crossman was aggressive. The Rangers on the on the power play. And he was aggressive. He was standing up the blue line. He would not give the Rangers the zone. And that makes it much more difficult for the Rangers to penetrate, even though they're on the power play.
Philadelphia with Zezel, who had a big second period, tied the Flyer on the NHL record for assists in a period. Flyers up on the near side. Here they've got a break. They're going to go through, and they've got Sinisalo, short-handed breakaway. He's in! Shot. Van Beesbrook just got a piece of it. It rolled through the pads wide to the right side, but he didn't know where the puck was. Boy, wouldn't have added a little salt to the wounds and insult to ignominy. But I think there are just a couple of Flyers here who remember the last game of that 1982 series in which the Rangers defeated Philadelphia 9-3 and blew home 4 in the last 4 minutes. We're laughing. In front, shot, rebound, hit the side of the net, score! And that's just what I mean. You can't give up as Maloney gets his 4th goal of the series on the power play. And that ties the NHL record for power play goals in a game at 7. And the Rangers are back within 2.
He had a couple of cracks at it. And he was able to get it in the second time. The first shot hit Markal by Pavlich, and then Pavlich hit the side of the net. As he picked up the rebound off Markal, Kelly Lindbergh was making the move on that second shot by Pavlich. And then Don Maloney was right there to pump it home when the Rangers pick up their 4th and move within 2 on the power play.
That's the one thing you didn't want to give them in that juncture. And that brought the crowd alive, although, as we said, there are a lot of empty seats down where they play the big dollars. Long way to go. Remember, Philadelphia in game 1 has a 3-goal lead. Up along the near side. The Flyers tried to play back to their defense for possession. Rangers break up the play. The Hedberg along the far side. And remember, this is a team that caught the Flyers in Philadelphia in 30 seconds. There's a steal on the near side. McCrimmon is dragged down as the Flyers then cleared out. The Rangers know there can be no jabbing and waiting. They got to come out with a blitz right at the start of this period. They have, and they have to keep it going. Puck shot deep in the Flyer zone, and Hedberg's going to put pressure on Howe. Howe around to the far side is tied up. Hedberg overskates. Howe has his stick held, and so he falls in the puck. Maloney digs it out. Look out! Back to the point. Huber a shot, and Lindbergh kicks off to his right. Now the Flyers fail to clear into the near side. On the second try, it's brought up by Talk at the center ice. Flyers shovel it through, 2-on-1. Talk it in. Look, tries to pass, and a diving play by Ledyard on the near boards broke it up. Puck comes to McCrimmon at the point. Drive on the net. Short side left glove save by Van Beesbrook. Actually not a save, it was wide of the net, but a left glove control. As Tom Laidlaw looks on, long way to go, 6-4 Philadelphia.
I'll tell you, Grant Ledyard, the rookie for the Rangers, made an excellent play on Tocchet. Tocchet was looking to shoot and then pass, and he tried to go wide on Ledyard, but Ledyard just dove on his belly, slid all the way across, and knocked the puck away. And out of that excellent 2-on-1 opportunity for Philadelphia.
Kerr with that 4-goal explosion the second period out with Craven. Then Derek Smith, Crossman with Mark. It's Brook. There's a droppage of the puck, and we have a false draw as Don Maloney raced right in to the circle as the droppage of the puck. Rogers got the second assist on the goal for Maloney with Pavlich and Rogers has 3 in the game. On Brook. has had 4 penalties in the game, and the last 2 in the second period resulted in cursed 3rd and 4th goals, and the Flyers 5th and 6th one. There's a play, and again we have a circle violation, and we'll try it again. Rangers have to be desperate, and the Flyers know that. Rangers are almost going to be playing a power play, goaltender out last minute of the game strategy.
They're desperate, Gene. There's still plenty of time remaining. There's still 18 minutes remaining in the 3rd period. The Flyers are ahead 6-4, but anything can happen.
Their offensive right circle draw. It's at the feet of both. Trying to dig it out. Philadelphia comes to Derek Smith. Shot wide of Van Beesbrook's right. And George McPhee on the far side looks. Flyers quickly trying to get men back into the defensive area, and they do. Nice steal there by Smith. Stop at center ice. Runs into the referee. They get it up the middle. On the near side, Kerr was there, and the drop pass by Craven was fired. The Rangers back 3-on-2. Brook up the middle. Over the line. Man breaking for the net. And a nice play by Marsh to break up the play. He's in the corner. Tries to fight the puck off. Can't go one way and will go up on the other side to Derek Smith. Smith shovels it behind Murray Craven on the near boards at center. And Ledyard will try to take it into the left wing corner. Going in there is McPhee. Takes a run at Marsh. Misfires. Crosman digs it out. Looks up on the far side and puts it off his own bench. The Rangers will get an offensive right circle draw. 2:45 going 3rd period from the Garden. Flyers 6 and the Rangers 4.
6-4 the score here in the 3rd. Flyers leading. We've played 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this period. And the Rangers picked up that power play goal at the 55-second mark to put themselves within 2.
Here's one thing I haven't. Let's pick up play. Goes back to the point. Rangers look. They've got a screen there, and it's wide of Lindbergh. Covers the short side. Rangers look for a stuffer. There it is. Open side. They work it to the net. They poke at it in front, and the Flyers now have to really get back maybe the euphoria of Tim Kerr's 4 goals. They get it up to Sinisalo against Beck. Shot, and Van Beesbrook steady the net, puts that away. Van Beesbrook will be an integral part of this finish by Philadelphia and the Rangers. Delay offside whistled off, or waved off as the Rangers get it to center. The last 8 penalties in the game, gentlemen, have resulted in 7 power play goals. I've never seen that in regular season playoff or exhibition hockey. Blue line shot by Howe, and right now Mr. Van Beesbrook looks strong, and that could be a strong motivating factor for New York. Osborne is out there, works on the far side. The Rangers give and go to Laidlaw. Flyers giving him the line. Drop pass in front. The shot chipped to the far side. Osborne digs it out, and all of a sudden the Flyers to the far side lose it to Hedberg. Tries to shovel it in on the net. Hedberg at the side. Pivots it off the side. Score!
Result of a giveaway in the Flyer zone. Tocchet had control of the puck and gave it away, turned it over. Hedberg just was able to pick it up and all of a sudden spin around Brad Marsh off the goal and then behind goaltender Kelly Lindbergh. So we've got a hockey game.
Looked like Lindbergh picked that in himself after he made the first stop.
I think he did this time. He was going out to try and get it, but it got caught up in his skates, and as he was trying to kick it in front of him, he kicked it behind him. And the goal comes at 3:49 in the 3rd period, and it's 6-5.
Well, the Flyers had a cushion. They had money in the bank, and they opened the ball. And the Rangers have taken 2 goals back. And they not only have gone within 1 very early in this period, with 2 goals within 2 minutes and 54 seconds, but they got the crowd to give them adrenaline, and the Flyers now, who started off maybe in the euphoria of that 3-goal lead, and lost the intensity that carried them through 40 minutes. Now we're going to have to fight for their lives. Hedberg from Pavlich. And Pavlich, who was a silent spectator in the first 2 games, he has 3 assists tonight. Here comes McPhee up center. Shot. Lindbergh steers to the near side. Flyers late in covering it. McPhee works around behind the net. Marsh drags it off. Off the far boards, but not out. Gets the line and rolls it in front. And the Flyers then grab it again, cross from the center ice. Flyers have to get back to the things they do well. Puck deep in the Flyers zone. Marsh sets it up behind. A wraparound off the far boards. Lindsey Carson will come. Looks through for Tocchet out to the Ranger line. Now Carson breaking for the net. Shot. Carson with a shovel shot. And it's a good thing Van Beesbrook covered the other side. Quickly got up as Ron Sutter is pulled down. Shot from the blue line. Broken down the Rangers. Sandstrom has pulled off the puck. And then grabbed down Marsh. And only a quick play by the Flyers were able to get the puck out of the zone when the Rangers really starting. And the Flyers in the soup now, despite coming into the period with a 3-goal lead. Lindbergh on that one. as he gave up his first shaggy one as he tried to make the block and stepped in the pocket as he moved that right foot. Actually slid it into his own net. Now turning. Flyers just have to start to get back inside set. There's Paul. Kerr over the line. To the near side. A wrap around behind the New York net. Ledyard on the far side is stopped by Brown. Brown can't make a play. It kicks behind for Beck. Beck and Brown collide. The puck is taken by Ledyard. He's taken off by Craven behind the net. And right now, with the power play so strong for both clubs, you have to be careful with aggressive play that penalties don't cost you more. The Rangers have 2 shots in the period. They have 2 goals. With 14:32 left in regulation, it's Flyers 6 and the Rangers 5.
You know, a factor in this game is the Flyers are going with 4 defensemen. The odd time, Hospodar has taken a shift, and they played this is their 3rd game in 4 nights, and we're well into the 3rd period here. These games they've been playing have been physical games, and wear and tear could tell those defensemen as this period winds down, with the Flyers leading the Rangers 6-5 with 14 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period.
That's an excellent point, Eddie. They have been real physical games. And if you're out there every second shift plus killing penalties and sometimes working the power play, it takes its toll.
By Philadelphia with Zezel, Trop, and Sinisalo. Rangers, Jimmy Patrick has come out, stolen away. Sinisalo. The shot comes on the rebound from the left side of Van Beesbroek out in front. And right there, Philadelphia had a chance with Peter Zezel to tap it in, and Van Beesbroek covered.
Well, the face-offs have been a very important factor in these playoff series, and the time the Flyers won it, though, these boards are very lively. The defensemen, as well as the goaltender, have to be very, very sharp in making sure that they can get back to the post before that puck can get out there. And Van Beesbroek did it very well that time.
Same unit for Philadelphia. Face-off into the near corner. Battle for it is Philadelphia's Joe Patterson out for a 2nd or 3rd time in the game. Fights for it behind the net, is pulled down. But because he's Joe Patterson, nothing is called. Flyers in front. Shot just wide as Mark Howe came in from the left point. That could have given the Flyers another bit of momentum. The Rangers get it up to Osborne. Shot from center ice off the stick of Crimmins from just inside the Flyer line, and it flies up into the seats.
Well, every time you keep thinking this Ranger club is buried, they keep coming back with a real gritty performance. And this is something that has to really awaken the fans here as well as their management. This club has not died at all in this playoff series.
Flyers a little hesitant to get the puck up through at center ice. Bergen on the near side, up the middle. Derek Smith against Beck. Works to the near. Tries a shot. Shanks it. It goes behind the net. And there's Bergen. Puts it out in front for Crosman. But the Rangers take it off, and the Flyers, Derek Smith takes it back. Wheels it offensive left corner to Kerr. Kerr is in there with Rutsalainen. Puts it behind the net. But Bob Brook wheels it around to the Ranger defensive left side, and out comes McPhee through to Maloney, open man on the far side, drives in for Steve Patrick on the carom behind the Philadelphia net. Rangers dig it out. Maloney looks back to the point. Bergen gets his man, pulls him off the puck, takes him down. Well, I'll tell you, it's lucky there's no penalty there. They give it up to the near side. Ledyard gets inside. Kerr with a drive wide to the short side. Back to the point. And again, the Flyers have had clear-cut possessions on both of the goals the Rangers had, and on that shot they had it again and could not get it out. Finally they did, and that caused them more trouble in the middle stages of this game. 6-5, the Flyers came into this period leading by 3. The Rangers got a quickie power play and then a little squishy goal 2 minutes later, and it's a death struggle again, up the middle. Putting at the line, Ron Sutter tries to drag it in, does the Tocchet. Tocchet lost it off to the far side, wheels it around behind the net. James Patrick grabs Ron Sutter, grabs him in a tackle, Rogers behind the net. Fires Lindsey Carson on the near side, gets some help, wheels to the near side of the net, he has nobody in front, fights out to the offensive right wing corner, bumped again by the Ranger. Ron Sutter in there still being held by Mike Rogers, and finally we get a stoppage of play with 7:29 gone, 3rd period from the Garden of New York, 6-5 Philadelphia.
Young James Patrick, this is his 2nd year in the playoffs.
Well, we know this is a young club, and they showed a little bit of that, the euphoria of that 5-goal 2nd period leading 6-3. They did not come out mentally tough in the 3rd period. The Rangers have them back on their heels, and now they've got to fight to get that edge back. Crosman from the point, shot. Van Beesbroek, who's come on to play steadily for New York, steers it off to his right. Rangers are wrapped around to the near side. Looking for that Osborne is bumped hard by the forechecking of Prop. Rangers go back behind. There's another check on Laidlaw. Prop is there. It goes out to the blue line. Fed back behind the Ranger net. A Prop had to come out and pick up the stick. They wheel it near side to the point. Kept in. Now Flyers have a man in front. Prop looking to put it, but it's blocked by the stick of Pavlich to the far side. Hedberg is there. Run out by Dave Brown. Beck puts it behind the net. And finally the Rangers have some breathing room. The Osborne from Laidlaw out through at center ice. Lost pass. Taken by Philadelphia. Nice move down the near side by Sinisalo. Stop. Puts it in front, and the Rangers had that covered. As Ruotsalainen gets it up to Osborne at center ice. Through to the Ranger attack line, and the Flyers shovel it to center ice. That was a weak pass as Ledger picked it up in full flight to the Philadelphia line. As the Flyers, Sinisalo penetrates with a pass down that right wing side. The Rangers take it off, and here comes Maloney. Has 2 goals tonight for the second time in the series. One was a squidgy, and the other was a clear-cut power play goal. A shot he directed home by Ledger. Now the game seems to have settled down, but the Flyers getting back to equilibrium cost themselves 2 of their 3-goal lead. Puck in the Flyers zone. Now around behind the net, a wrap around to the near side, kept in. Ledyard looks for the booming shot, deflected far side. And out comes Joe Patterson at center ice, through to Timmy Kerr. Kerr at the Ranger line. Works to the right, shot over the right shoulder of Van Beesbrook. Now on the far side, Zezel tries to block, and the Rangers come free onto the Rangers. Have the Flyer line caught in. Up through to Brooks. Over the line. Rolls it into the right wing corner. After it, the Rangers try to take it off. Putting it off to Brook. It's at the skate, though, of Zezel. And he says enough of that and ices it to make sure nothing happens offensively for New York. And all they get out of that is the offensive face-off. With 10:37 remaining to play in the third period from the Garden in New York. Flyers 6 and the Rangers 5.
Well, the shot totals have picked up. The Flyers are out shooting the Rangers 29-28 on the game. Rangers had a wide margin, 15-9 in the first period. Flyers did the same to the Rangers in the second, 15-9.
Now we got a little set too. Marsh and Steve Patrick, as they were edging and elbowing and grabbing for every inch of space they can out there on the far boards. Brian Lewis telling them to cool it. Brad Marsh, the active captain with the C on the left breast. In the absence of Dave Poulin, is right behind us with Flyer General Manager Bob Clark. Flyers have Bergen on with Derek Smith. And the Rangers go Rogers, who's had 3 assists tonight, Sandstrom, and Steve Patrick with Laidlaw and James Patrick. Long way to go. At the circle, poke behind the Philadelphia net. Bergen in there. Rangers trying to dig out it. Rogers again, back to the point. Winding up. There's a shot by James Patrick wide to the right side of Lindbergh. And up ice comes Philadelphia. And Sinisalo at the Ranger line. Tries to roll it behind the net. Picked off by New York. Oh, a steal by Derek Smith. Couldn't handle the puck as he had a wide loop, and it was just on the very edge of the blade and couldn't gain equilibrium or the control of the puck. Although he had made the good play to bump off James Patrick. Rangers now shovel it up the middle of the ice, picked off at the Flyer line. Croston spinning off to Marsh, and Marsh up the middle of the ice. Philadelphia coming quickly. Derek Smith driving it into the New York zone. Now the Flyers make a change. There's Ron Sutter out there. Almost took the puck off then. Beesbrook's left glove late in the period. 9:54 remaining. We have another final score. Detroit sweeps their series with, or Chicago sweeps their series with Detroit winning 8-2. Boy, Bobby Pulford has them going, gentlemen. They win 9-5, 6-1, and 8-2.
One thing that you have to really point to is John Van Beesbrook playing in this flat final period. Ilka Sinisalo had a short-handed breakaway, and Van Beesbrook made a big save where the Flyers would have been up 7-3 at that point. Probably would have buried them.
Ron Sutter out with Tocchet and Carson, McCrimmon and Howe. Rangers with Beck and Ruotsalainen. And Pavlich with Hedberg, who has one of the goals in this period, Maloney the other. There's the experience. Maloney with 4 goals. Hedberg with 2, Ruotsalainen with 2. That's 8 of the 10 goals that the Rangers have scored in the 3 games. Ron Sutter, with so many of the face-offs, probably lying at the feet of the participants and dug out by somebody. And that's Ruotsalainen to Beck along the near side, up through for Mark Osborne. Flips it into the offensive right corner. In after it, it's Howe's grab by Pavlich. They both overskate. Lindsey Carson, the second trailer, gets it up through at center ice. For grab McCrimmon at the Ranger line. Backhands it behind Van Beesbrook. Tries guys tied up at the side of the net, and then with Lindsey Carson in there, Van Beesbrook, especially in the better part of Valor, grabs the puck to the stoppage.
I think what you're going to find here in the last 9 minutes and 29 seconds is both teams, both coaches are going to be short shifting their players and get them out there and let them pull hard for 30 to 45 seconds and get them off quickly and get some fresh troops out there, because the game really is up for grabs right now. The Flyers are leading 6-5, but the Rangers have come storming back in the third period with 2 goals, one by Maloney and the other by Edberg, to bring them right back into this contest at 6-5.
Murray Craven on with Dave Brown and Prop, Crosby and Marsh. Rangers try now to dump in and force the Flyer defense to work and work and work, and there's Prop. Angle shot. That too was blocked by a Philadelphia Flyer. It's in the body or the pad somewhere, I believe, of Murray Craven. And finally drops at the feet of the referee, Brian Lewis. Was called no penalties in this third period. Called 13 in the first 2.
Well, Brook took those back-to-back penalties, which Kerr put in power play goals, and when that happens to you, it really takes away from some of your aggressive play. You're really, really cautious then. Could put you at least a half a step behind.
Puck working behind the Ranger net. Round to the far side. Back up and looking for Rutsalainen. He's run at by the Flyers. The puck loose at center ice. Knocked into the Ranger zone, but shallow. Rutsalainen out with Beck. A giveaway at center ice. And the Flyers, there does appear to be a tiredness out there. Both look. The 2 Flyer defensemen who was going to get the puck. And that half step almost allowed the Rangers to make a threatening play in what appeared to be an easy Flyer possession. Puck along the far boards. It kicks off the ledge in the Ranger right wing corner. Dug out by New York, and the outlet to Maloney on the near side. Coming up the middle to Bob Brook. Brook at the Flyer line. Wants to turn Crosby into the offensive corner. Pivot. Looks to go back at the point. Goes back behind the net. Joe Patterson is there. Wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Comes back the other side. Fights off the check. And carries it through up the middle of the ice. At the Ranger line with a shot. And Van Beesbrook steers it aside. And the Flyers used that to change. McCrimmon and Howe out there. And an example of what Eddie says. Very, very short shifts, particularly for the Flyer defensemen. And as the Rangers come up into the neutral zone, a defective pass into the bench, penalty bench near side. We get a breather. Clock winding down to 8:20 remaining in regulation. 6-5 Philadelphia.
Bitch, as soon as I would love to have that turn-in breakaway over again. It looked like he was going for the 5-goal. Got through most of it. But just at the tail end of it, Van Beesbrook was able to get the pad across to get a piece of it and have it roll by the open side.
A lot of people went home after the second period conceding, and they're probably listening to Marv Albert or Mr. Esposito and Sam Rosen on the radio and television, and they're missing a great finish for their club. Rangers Sandstrom winds it around, comes to the far side, pass to Steve Patrick. Myers Klopp gets it up, and Howe in full flight through on the far wing had a pass for Philadelphia, but it was deflected and given away behind the net. Says a look. Suffer again against Van Beesbrook, and we have a stoppage of play. And it was dry since the play was still on, and now Steve Patrick goes after Philadelphia and knocks his own goaltender back into the net.
Joe Patterson is the one who grabbed a hold of from behind, and he's holding on. He doesn't want to get anybody to turn around. But it was almost an excellent opportunity for Philadelphia to gain a 2-goal lead as that puck was just left there.
We have 7:55 remaining third period, 6-5 Philadelphia.
Why he doesn't get a penalty for elbowing when he was holding it. Sure. Well, some of the fans that have stayed here are either on the young side, but it's been a very quiet garden for the last 5 minutes of this play, as the Flyers have been able to take away some of that momentum that the Rangers have had after getting those 2 quick goals in the opening 3.5 minutes.
Bergen, Kerr, and Derek Smith with Crossman and Marsh. Back to Kerr, a slapper. That blocked off a body. Then a rebound shot. Kerr in front, had the backhander, but it was poked away from the front of the net to the far corner by James Patrick. Kerr in there tying it up. The Rangers break it free. Hedberg falls down. The Flyers come into the near side. Bergen toward the net, deflected by Kerr just wide. But if they'd have picked that one up, that would have been the damper. And then the Rangers take it away, and Osborne shovels it up on the right side. Marsh being challenged by Hedberg. Hedberg pivots, looks for a man breaking for the net. Flips it in the air, hand pass by Philadelphia. They get it up on the near side, but not out, and we get the violation against Philadelphia as Crosman knocked it down and then couldn't control it. And then eventually a secondary Philadelphian picked up, and that was the reason for the stop.
I'll tell you, it wasn't a bad turnover because they didn't get that call. The Ranger defenseman was all alone with the blue line with the puck and walked right in. So as a result, that hand pass inside the Flyers zone that was touched by another Flyers player resulted in a good call. The faceoff will be taken just off to the top of the circle to the right of goaltender Pelle Lindbergh.
Calgary stays alive at home at the Olympic Saddle Dome. They shut out Winnipeg behind Reggie Lemelin 4-0. They'll go to Game 4 tomorrow. Brook, Don Maloney, and they've got Lutzelainen up at the wing now with Laidlaw back with Ledyard as they need firepower. Sutter, Carson, and Tocchet for Philadelphia with McCrimmon and Howe. Flyers win the draw. McCrimmon cuts to the far side, off the boards, just does get it to center ice. And the Flyers break up the middle. Got an open man, and they had him breaking in on the left. That was Carson, the pass just missed him by half the stride, or he's in alone on Van Beesbrook. As the Rangers get it up to Lutzelainen one-on-one against Markow. To the near side, wants to get past him, does into the corner, tries to put it in front. McCrimmon takes it off and shows it out as the Flyers then going toward the net. I believe one of the New Yorkers, Bob Brook, was bumped into the goalpost by the Flyer back checker, Ron Sutter, and the net dislodged from the puck will be faced off where, as they argue that now.
Well, you can sure tell a coach anyway if that player takes him all the way back in deep, Eddie, with the nets. He knocked that net off there. You know for sure that he's taking it in deep.
7 minutes remain in regulation. Flyers carried a 6-3 lead into this period with 5 in the second against Rangers 1. 4 of those 5 by Timmy Kerr. That's a National Hockey League record for goals in a period. He had 3 shorthanded goals. That's a new NHL playoff record. But the Rangers came back on a power play goal at 55 seconds of this period by Maloney. 2.5 minutes later by Hedberg, and it's been a bite your nailer ever since, as have all 3 games in this series. Brook, Don Maloney, Ruotsalainen, Laidlaw, and Ledyard. Now they switch Ruotsalainen to the left and Maloney in front. They want to get a draw back and a screenshot. And again, the crowd coming alive as they see the season ticking down for New York. 7 minutes remaining. They're back by a goal and down 2 games to none. Ron Sutter, defensive right circle with Brook, comes out to the Flyers, and they jam at the center ice pocket. Going to the New York line where Ledyard gets it up ice. Brook turning. Got an open man on the near side. Fires into the corner. The rebound. Slapped that by Marsh. Slapped that by Philadelphia, but not out. Now Howe will wind it around to the other side, and Lindsey Carson directs through, and he almost had a man at second. That was Tocchet, but Brook picked it off. Rink wide pass, stolen at center. Carson goes back to the near side. Tocchet there. Shot right on, and Van Beesbrook, as that one was kicked hard, covered it with the knees, and the Rangers get it up the middle. Broken down, but Brook follows up. Every thrust from New York, only was a possible game tire. 6:20 remaining in regulation. And then we're at that oddity here. This is steal by Craven, as the clock works so quickly when you're a Ranger follower, and it's working so slowly now if you're Philadelphia. There's a steal as the Rangers Brook didn't know quite what to do. Flyers put it in front, and it was just tipped wide to the long side by Pop. And the Rangers can ill afford to get careless now. Sandstrom at the Flyer line. Penetrates to the near side. Stops. Tied up by 2 Philadelphians. Now they get a help from the third one. And it kicks out to Dave Brown, and he puts it to center. Deflected away by Steve Patrick to brother Jim, or James, please. And the Rangers shoot it in. Sandstrom falls. And the Flyers clear right side to Dave Brown. It slides off the stick to center ice with 5:40 remaining in regulation. 6-5 Philadelphia. Rangers through. They get past now. Oh, there's a good angle shot. And Marsh just was able to break it down as it appeared. High percentage shot in the slot by Sundstrom. Now they wheel it up on the near side. Laidlaw tries to keep it in at the point, cannot. Dave Brown trying to slow him down. They tied up on the near side, taken away by New York. Hedberg, ever dangerous, works into the near corner to Mark Osborne. Osborne looks to put it out in front off a skate. And that could be dangerous as Hedberg was tied up by Morris, and we have 5-5 remaining in the third period. Drop at the line. Shot in just wide of Van Beesbrook, and he picked it up on the turn from his left, and We have a stoppage of play. 5:01 remaining, third period from the Garden. Flyers 6 and the Rangers 5.
6-5. Flyers lead. 5:01 in the third period to play. And the faceoff will be deep in the Rangers' zone.
Flyers have Joe Patterson left, Sinisalo right with Ron Sutter, McCrimmon and Howe. The Rangers with Pavlich, Hedberg, Osborne, or Don Maloney now, with Ledger and Beck. Offensive right circle for Philadelphia. At the feet, Philadelphia put us to the near side. Joe Patterson in the corner, around behind the net against Ledyard. Comes to the far side, pivots in front, comes to the near side, looks for a stopper. Oh, and a good play by Joe Patterson. Fights off the check, and Van Beesbrook clears to the point. McCrimmon with a drive, and that's steered by Van Beesbrook to the far side. Flyers go into the corner. Ledyard takes it out. He's in full flight on the right side, 3-on-2, pass at center ice. Flyers take it back, and we have a man hurt in the Rangers zone. Sinisalo getting up very slowly. And the Flyers are short that man as the Rangers come through. Now we get a stoppage finally as Sinisalo goes to the bench in pain, and we hope there's no disorder there. Looks like he got a knee caught as he was dumped.
He got tied up with Barry Beck, the Ranger defenseman, back inside the Ranger zone. Just hooked him down to the ice. Apparently his leg that's going to split out. It could be a knee problem. The Sinisalo was apparently in pain as soon as he took the check and went down to the ice. Possibly a hamstring or a groin.
If you're going to do the splits like that, I think the only people I've seen be able to do it are dancers.
Ballet.
Boy, I'll tell you, he was really spread apart there as Barry Beck was on top of him.
Right. 4:28 remain in regulation. Brook, Maloney, Rutsalainen leads the Rangers in shots on goal against Philadelphia this series. Along with Laidlaw and James Patrick, the Rangers tap at the center. Flyers lifted back in as they have Marsh out with Crosby and Derek Smith on with Bergen and Kerr. The Rangers open man on the left side is Bob Brook. At the line, breaking for the net. There's a shot smothered, rolls in on Lindbergh, and right there with a possible tip, Rutsalainen to the far side is taken down, and the Flyers lifted in the air. That check by Derek Smith as the Rangers carried in the neutral zone. Kerr ties up his man, and I would think right now, here comes Maloney over the line. Works to the near side, works to the point, shot, and that's off the stick of Crosman from the top of the Flyers' defensive right circle into the seat. Rangers get a face-off there with 3:48 remaining in regulation. 6-5 Philadelphia, shots in the period. Flyers have had 9, the Rangers 4, and the Rangers have not had a shot on goal since Hedberg's goal at 3:49. That's 6:49, 7 in 7:30, 12 minutes and 24 seconds.
The Flyers right now have got to be very, very aware of the fact that they don't want to back in their own zone. They're even strength. You want to get the back checkers coming back. You've got to have the defenseman standing up. You don't want to give the Rangers that blue line, give them that offensive zone. You want to play cautious, yes, but don't give them anything.
Ron Sutter, Talkin, and Carson are at the circle. The Rangers tip it into the near side. There's Steve Patrick. Off the shot, just deflected. And right now, I'll tell you this, if Rogers had been in front of the net, look out, there's a play! Lindbergh the save and falls on it. Had Rogers been in front of the net then, instead of off to the side, that had caromed in.
Boy, I'll tell you, the Rangers are not saying die. They just keep coming right at the Flyers. 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the third period. They're very aggressive in their forecheck when they're turning the puck over in the Flyers zone. The shot was taken. Pelle Lindbergh made the save with a Ranger right on his doorstep. But plenty of time remaining here. We're going to have a stormy finish to this third period.
Flyers now, Lindbergh getting some delay here, and Brad Marsh is pointing to the bench. They want something. And I don't know if he's hurt or what.
Once the trainer has come out and have a look at his hand, he's got his catching glove off. And apparently he may have hurt his hand, but I got a funny feeling, at least I hope I'm right, that maybe this is just a little bit of a ploy, maybe to delay time a little bit to cool the Rangers down, and also to give the Flyers a chance to catch their wind, especially the defenseman has been playing with 4 of them, as Cedric Suttlemeyer is looking under the mask, so it might have been something that got under the mask or maybe into the eye of goaltender Pelle Lindbergh.
Van Beesbrook, who has come in and shut the Flyers down, turning away 9 shots, and slot close, sitting there, chomping the gum voraciously. Again, the scramble on a shot, and Lindbergh had a drop at his feet, and he fell. And then we had the stick in the head.
That could do it, couldn't it?
I would think. The only place of the goaltender that's unprotected is the back side of the head, and the object of the game is to hit him on the back side of it. All right, Ron Sutter against Mike Rogers. He's been a tower tonight. He has 3 assists, as does Mark Pavlich. There's a play back to the point. Poke loose and out by Philadelphia down that left side. They have a 2-on-1. There goes a man in. Drive, and Van Beesbrook the save, and it's a one off to the right, the goaler. It came out from behind him off the boards, and he had to dive to keep that out of trouble. Stoppage of play, 3:25 remaining third period, 6-5 Philadelphia. We're almost at the 3 hours, huh? We're going to lose tonight, I think. Okay, you're going to watch these. Gene Hart along with Eddie Van Imp, Bobby Taylor. Flyers hanging on since early in this period to a 1-goal lead at 6-5. They have 3:25 remaining in the third. There's Mike Rogers turning his body in, but it goes back to Howe. Angles for a shot. Van Beesbrook, it rolls in front, and here comes Rogers up on the near side. Picked up by Dave Brown. The puck rolls to the Flyer line. It's kicked back. The Rangers trying to roll it into the corner. It's off the body. Cleared past Ledger by Mark Howe. As we tick the clock down, as everyone starts to get itchy. The Rangers up through to Rogers at center. He's got a man breaking down the right side into the zone, bumped off by Philadelphia. And there is Dave Brown sliding it. An unusual guy to see out on the ice at this juncture with so much limited ice, and that's Dave Brown. As the Rangers working down that side at the Flyer line. Marsh pokes it away, and Philadelphia attacks it to center ice. The Rangers can't get in. They have a man in, and now they're going to whistle the offside. Ron Finn, the veteran linesman out of Toronto, 44 he is. This is his 14th year in the league. Working with rookie Mark Mines. We have 2:39 remaining in regulation. 6-5 Philadelphia.
That's a good example there where I met the defenseman standing up the blue line, stack him up there, and that's exactly what Brad Marsh did. He would not allow the Rangers. There's 2 forwards there to get across that blue line. He just stood him up at the blue line. As a result, there is an offside call, and this is where you want the face-off, out in the neutral zone, outside the Flyers' blue line. 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining here in the third period. Flyers lead 6-5.
The Rangers and Washington will go a 4th game. Islanders Washington will go a 4th game. Islanders winning tonight 2-1. The goals by Trottier and Brent Sutter. For the Washington goal in the last 40 minutes of regulation, Mike Gardner. Flyers take it at center at the Ranger line. Broken up. Dug out by Ron Sutter. Still at the Ranger line. Kicks off. And there's a play through. And they have it. What's the line? Can you believe it? Offside. Oh my, a 2-line pass. And your heart thumps when you see that Flyer nemesis on the break and loose down the left wing side.
It was offside, but that absolutely should never happen at this point of the game. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. You're leading 6-5. You got to be aware of who you're playing against. You got to stay with him, especially a guy like Ruotsalainen.
Rather than the 2-liner, Ruotsalainen dragged it in behind him as he was a half step ahead of the slow rolling puck. But just that close, and he's in. That happened to the Flyers on Wednesday night when Ledyard was able to penetrate in the last half minute all the way into the hash marks of the offensive right circle to set up the goal by Hedberg. Flyers are meeting a veteran unit out there. They got Ruotsalainen with Hedberg and Pavlich. Puck is kicked into the Flyers zone, rolled in on Lindbergh to the near side. Flyers try to shovel it out. The Rangers keep it in. They battle along the near side, and then it's poked through by Ron Sutter to center ice. The Rangers trying to come back in. 2 players go down, 1 aside as we're down to 2 minutes and 8 seconds in regulation. Knocked down at center ice by the Rangers. Pavlich to Hedberg will get a left circle whistler. Lindbergh to save. The rebound. Whacked around. Oh! And Marsh tried to hit it, or McCrimmon around behind the net, but hit the near side and caromed out, and the Flyers got a break as they were the ones there first. Now Derek Smith penetrating. Left circle shot wide of the net with a minute 50 remaining in regulation. The Ranger fans know that their hourglass of play is winding down as they come up on the far wing. They overskate the puck, but it's cut back for possession to their defense. Stolen at center ice and drilled in off Beck by Tocchet as the Flyers now bring out Crosby and Marsh. Ledyard at center ice shot. Lindbergh, and that was bulleted. Got it off the pad to the short side. Timmy Kerr tries to roll it out, does not. Bumps off his man and then puts it into center ice. Ledyard fired it back in, but that'll be an offside, and we'll get a breather. 1:19 remaining in regulation. Flyers, Tuckett, Carson, and Ron Sutter. And Howe. And the Rangers with Sandstrom. There goes Hanlon to the bench as the Rangers gambling. Or Van Beesbrook. Flyers trying to tap out. It's out of feet and flies to center ice. We're down to a minute 5. The Rangers with a goaler out. They've got the extra forward through to Ledyard. Going to try to penetrate. He does along the near side. Man in front, and they couldn't find him. That was Steve Patrick. Rangers digging it out. Far side stuffer. Kerr looks to Craven. Craven slides at the center ice, and it's cut off by Ledyard with 50 seconds remaining in regulation. Ledyard a drive from the neutral zone. A bullet knocks offside as the Rangers had not cleared the zone. We have 48 seconds remaining in the Rangers season. 6-5 Philadelphia. The Flyers that close to advancing to the second round for the first time since they beat Quebec in 1981.
The goaltender's coming back out. I'm sure he'll maybe be outside of his net out by the hash mark, so the Rangers are also sending some fresh troops out there. Plenty of time left here, 48 seconds.
Plenty of time to take advantage of a mistake. Flyers made that mistake on Wednesday night, but got out of it alive thanks to the overtime goal by Markel. Howe is out there now, and I think Flyers are going to take their 30 seconds right now.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it's a wise move by Coach Mike Keenan right now to do that, because he has a chance to set his lineup again, to have the players out there he wants to have out there. The faceoff is out in the neutral zone, just outside the Flyers' blue line. And I'm sure the goaltender, Van Beesbrook, will be out by the hash mark so that the New York Rangers win control of that draw and possession of the puck. He'll be heading as fast as he can towards that New York Ranger player bench so they can get another skater, another attacker out there. And speaking of attacker, that's exactly what the Rangers will be doing here. They'll be throwing everything into the zone, jamming the front of that net, and hoping to get the puck out there and find somebody loose, or ram it home, or deflect it, or do whatever they have to do to deadlock this game at 6-6. And the Rangers are part of the Flyers, on the other hand, will be doing their best defensive job they possibly didn't do at this late stage.
Right, Ron Sutter making sure that everyone is informed what to do. He's got Craven on his left, Tuckett on his right, McCrimmon and Howe, and you can always estimate who your key players are, who is out there in a situation like this. It is Osborne, Rutsalainen, Pavlich, along with Ledyard, and Van Beesbrook is between his own face-off surface. If the puck was in the Flyers zone, then he'll head for the bench. And remember, he has to be within, 6, 7, 8 feet of the bench before the man can come out to replace him. Ron Sutter wants to get it back. Does into the Flyers zone, and McCrimmon slides it down the near side, and the Rangers in pursuit. Ron Sutter after Ledyard. Oh! That's a play. That's a mistake by Philadelphia because it is an icing call. And I overlooked that as it was McCrimmon from inside his own blue line all the way down, and the Rangers are given a break as they get the offensive face-off after the Flyers had possession of the puck in their zone.
39 seconds remaining. We talked about the importance of the face-off. Well, the Rangers and the Flyers probably have not had a bigger face-off this season than they have here right now, as the goaltender's out, and the Rangers will have their 6 attackers on that ice looking for that draw. If you can get control of that draw, you're going to find almost all the Rangers that are on the ice will be going to that net.